Today, I'm going to be talking about the top tech that you need to make your travel life so much easier. So I get a lot of questions about what I use when I'm traveling as far as apps. So I'm going to share the apps I find that are most helpful for me so you can try them out on your next trip. And the best part is they're all free. And I'm going to link them for you in the description below. So I have this love-hate relationship with technology, and I think a lot of people in my generation do. I find it extremely useful. I also really miss simpler days when we weren't bombarded every second with some new gadget, and when I could look across the room and see people's faces, maybe smiling back at me instead of everyone just mindlessly staring at a screen. So in my own life, I try to be really mindful of how much technology I use and how often. I do remember those days when we used to spread out a map on the car hood to try to figure out where we are, where we're going, how to get there, or stopping and asking for directions at a gas station. And well, that definitely was not as convenient as how we have it today, and possibly not as safe. You did get a sense of accomplishment for figuring the damn thing out. And you know, things were just slower, and I like that. But I digress. These days, I admit I would be lost without my Google Maps. Like literally lost. If I don't have it to guide me to the grocery store, I literally have this mini twinge of panic. So like it or not, we're pretty dependent on technology to get us where we're going. And it is extremely helpful, especially when you're traveling, to have an app that can make your travel so much smoother. In this video, I'm sharing my favorite travel apps that help you plan your trip, navigate a new city, tackle language barriers, find a cozy place to stay, keep track of your expenses, and a whole lot more. All right, let's get right into the information that you want. The first category of travel apps that I use is for my trip planning. Now, these are apps that are going to save you from that last minute scramble of trying to piece everything together and where is my confirmation for my flight, and where's my confirmation for where I'm staying, and where's the map for how I want to get there. So these apps are going to put all that information together for you. I suggest that you try TripIt, Wanderlog, and TripIt. These are my go-tos for planning road trips or adventures. They let you keep all of those travel details in one spot. So no more like, searching through your emails with the right keyword to find what you're looking for, to remember that hotel that you saved. Seriously, I've been there and they're a lifesaver. For example, TripIt provides you with a single itinerary for all your travel details, regardless of where your plans were booked. So you just forward those confirmation emails to it, and it keeps them all organized for you. And then you can access them across different devices, and even while you're offline. Now, if you struggle and you get overwhelmed when you're planning a place to go, you should check out Wanderlog. It's really a great vacation planning app. Without a destination or preference in mind, you can scroll through and discover places that you've never even heard of before. Wanderlog can auto-generate over a dozen destinations and itineraries for you for your next trip. If you're the kind of traveler that I am, you sometimes have no idea where you want to go. And so you're just checking things out. So if that's the case, check out Wanderlog. Okay, now for road trips, I really love TripIt. I use it when I know my starting point and my ending point, but I want to check out some cool spots along the way. TripIt can give you ideas for different routes based on the length of time you want to travel each day. So like if I just want to drive 4 or 5 hours, it'll tell you where you should stop and what you should see in that town. If you want to go longer, it'll do the same thing. So for all you road trippers out there, TripIt will blow your mind. Okay, next I want to talk about map apps. Now, we've all had those moments when Google Maps decides it's going to take us on a wild goose chase. I don't know what's going on there. I secretly think there's a bunch of hackers that are just messing with us, and every once in a while they make you pull off and get right back on. Literally just a few days ago, I ended up at a field and Google Maps told me I had arrived at my destination, which actually was not supposed to be a field. But for the most part, it's a must-have. However, it's not the only option. You can also check out City Mapper and Maps.me. These give you options for walking, driving, buses to take, basically everything you need to get around a new city. And for my fellow scooter riders out there, City Mapper even helps you locate one wherever you are. Another travel challenge that I face, and you're probably going to face when you're going abroad, is the language barrier. So on my latest trip, I was in the Frankfurt airport staring at signs that were all in German. And I was a little stressed out because I was trying to get to a flight. I had a tight connection. So having an app like Google Translate or Microsoft Translate, that can really save the day and your next flight. These apps not only help you communicate, but they also teach you the correct pronunciation of words. And they're a big help, like when you're buying groceries in a foreign country, you can take a picture of the different foods to find out what the ingredients are. Or if you want to speak to someone, but you don't know that language, talk into the app and it will speak it back in the language that you want so that they understand what you're trying to communicate. Now again, here's my love-hate relationship with technology. I mean, I personally try to learn a few key phrases in the language of my destination so that I don't rely completely on Google Translate. And that's part of the travel experience, but use it as a tool to help you communicate better human to human. Okay, on to apps that help you find out where you should stay. The ones I use are Booking.com, Priceline, and Expedia. The more you use these, the better your discounts are going to get. So try to be loyal to just one of them if you can, so that you get that highest tier of discounts. I just have always found great hotel prices on Priceline, and I use them almost exclusively. Especially if you use the Express Deals feature. It can be a little risky because Express Deals, when you use it, you don't know the hotel you're getting until after you book it. But I'm going to give you a pro tip. When you're shopping and say you click on the Express Deals and the option is a 4-star hotel in downtown Austin, they usually show you a picture of the room at the hotel, but of course they won't give you the name. So what I do is perform a different search of 4-star hotels in downtown Austin without using the Express Deal feature, so I can see all of the hotels along with the room pictures. And when I find the picture of the room I just saw on the Express Deal, bingo, I know which hotel I would get booking it as an express deal. And when you book it as an express deal, it's usually a really great price. You get a big discount. So that's my tip for you on Priceline. Now, I do use Expedia and Booking.com, but my go-to is to always check Priceline first, and then I check the others if I can't find a really great deal. Trusted house sitters is another option if you're up for a unique experience, which is, caring for a home with a pet in it in exchange for free lodging. You do have to sign up. Now, you do have to pay a fee to actually use the service, but it is free if you just want to browse around, see if it's something that you think you might want to try. I have never done this myself, so just caveat there, but it's certainly something that I know a lot of travelers do, and it might be something you just want to give a go. Next app let's talk about is booking your flights. Now, I've got another video that goes into way more detail on this subject, and you might be interested in watching it. I'll link it below for you if you really want to dig in. But here's the quick rundown. So I use Google Flights, Skyscanner, Momondo, and Skiplagged. These are fantastic for finding really good deals. And what you'll want to do with Google Flights is use the Explore feature, because it's perfect for those times when you're not sure where you want to go and you're open to new destinations. It's going to show you the flights that are cheapest to different parts of the United States or the world based on the starting destination that you give it. So be sure to check out that Explore feature. And again, if you want to dig into this a little bit deeper, watch that other video that I have. Skyscanner is an app you can use. It scans all the top airlines and travel providers across the internet, so you can compare flight fares and other travel costs all in one place. Then you're going to book directly with the airline. You can also set up alerts to get notified when prices drop. Momondo is one that I really like to use because Momondo is going to show you options for your trip that may involve several different airlines. This can actually save you a lot of money. But you want to keep in mind, if you book your flights this way on different airlines to get to your final destination, that if you miss a flight, Your airline is not obligated to get you to your final destination if you booked it with another airline yourself. So just plan wisely here. Then there's Skiplagged. Skiplagged helps travelers find cheaper flights by booking tickets with layovers in their desired final destination. And then so you get off at that connecting layover airport. You can get some really great deals using Skiplagged, but use it sparingly. Skiplagged, it's not illegal, but most major airlines, including American, Delta, Southwest, and United, they don't allow it. So if you get caught, they could cancel your ticket and ban you from flying with them. Also, don't ever check your bag, as it's going to end up in that final destination and not the layover destination that you decided to get off at. Okay, if you're one of those organized people and you like to track your expenses, then there are some apps that can really help. Some of these options include TravelSpend, Expensify, and Trail Wallet. Now, these apps are going to keep your budget in check, which is a must if you're traveling for an extended period, because it's amazing how just those little purchases really add up and can blow your budget. So TravelSpend is a free app, and it helps you keep track of those travel expenses. You can also add expenses in any currency, and it converts them to your home currency automatically, so you know what you're spending without having to try to do that math in your head. It also lets you share costs with friends, keeps you on budget, and syncs your information across devices. I also like to check weather apps like AccuWeather or WeatherBug to make sure that I'm not going to get caught off guard if I'm planning something for the day. I don't want to get caught in a sudden downpour or, this extreme heat. So it can help you just, plan what you want to do on certain days. So those weather apps are extremely helpful. If you're looking for some fun activities, or you're solo traveling and you want to make some new friends on your trip, then don't forget to check Eventbrite and Meetup. Eventbrite is good for finding local events like concerts and festivals that might be going on in the place that you're visiting. Meetup is really great for finding gatherings of other people with similar interests in the city that you're going to be in. So as a solo traveler, I always check Meetup when I'm planning a trip, so that if there are any events I might find interesting, any gatherings, I can add those to my itinerary. I've definitely met new friends on my travels by going to meetup events in different places. Now, if you're interested in how to make friends and combat loneliness, I've also done another video that dives deep into that subject, and I'm going to link that below for you as well. Oh, and a quick tip. Always use a VPN for security when you're traveling. It's not free, but it's relatively inexpensive and it's totally worth it. So a VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and what it does is establishes a digital connection between your computer and a remote server that's owned by the VPN provider. So it creates a point-to-point tunnel that is going to encrypt all your personal data, and it's going to mask your IP address. So this lets you sidestep website blocks and firewalls on the internet. It makes sure your online experiences are private, protected, and more secure. So there you have it. Those are the apps that I use when I'm traveling, and you might find helpful as well. I'd love to hear your travel experiences. What are some of the apps that you just can't live without? Maybe I can add one of those to my next trip. Drop a comment below for me. And I do have tons of other travel related videos. You can check those out on my channel as well. I really love connecting with you all. Thanks for watching, and safe travels.